rambling and roving from village to town. In every country I'm rambling around. The sky is my roof and the earth is my floor, but don't be surprised if I knock on your door. And a roving I'll go, up where your glasses and rosin your bow. And a roving I'll go, never give up when you're feeling low.
In a doss house in Dublin, the landlady said, you can stay for the night if you make your own bed. No trouble, says I, sure I've done that before. Says she, there's the hammer and nails on the floor.
And the roving I'll go, up where your glasses and rosin your bow. And the roving I'll go, never give up when you're feeling low.
In Paris I walked in a restaurant fine. Says I, would you give me a bottle of wine? What year would you like? The landlord did say, says I'm a good man, I would like it today.
And the roving I'll go, up where your glasses and rosin your bow. And the roving I'll go, never give up when you're feeling low. It's time to be going, it's time to be gone. The high hills and valleys keep calling me on. But here's to your friendship and fireside bright, and here's to the whiskey we're drinking tonight. And the roving I'll go, up where your glasses and rosin your bow. And the roving I'll go, never give up when you're feeling low. And the I'll go, up where your glasses and rosin your bow. And the roving I'll go, never give up when you're feeling low.
August D. 𝐒𝐫𝐢𝐬. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Kathleen O'Neill, inviting you to 2 hours of Irish music, news, and announcements on Detroit Irish Radio on crbradio.com, which is Cave Radio. We have now gone to that venue, and we're looking forward to adding to our listeners and finding out more news that we can share with others. With me today is my friend Bruce Smith, and we're looking forward to others joining us or calling in and giving us some news. The number to call is 313-942-0159. This show can be heard on Cave Radio broadcast station now as it's being played on Studio 2, or later as a podcast. You can also listen by going to our usual sites of the Gaelic League of Detroit.org radio page. Click on CRB, and it will take you right there. If you want to listen now, later on that same page, down further, you'll see the archive shows that you can listen to at your convenience anytime, or on Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page, where there is also the links, thanks to our friend Mary Bongiorno. Well, we started today's show with a song from the Rovers, the Irish Rovers, Rambling and Rovers. Today we're going to do spring ramblings. Last week was start of spring. We did get in a few songs, but there's plenty more to be heard, and it's amazing how many of the songs have the word rambling in it. So we are going to be rambling, not only in talk, but in music as well. I'm going to start off with saying La Braha Hana to those celebrating birthdays, including my sister Judy Bruning celebrating her birthday today, along with Pat Ewing, or as we know him as Doc, and Rafa Garcia. All celebrate birthdays today. Tomorrow, Una Bonner, Elliot Larson, and Leo McCarver celebrate their birthday. Tuesday, Ellie Blunt, Jackie Garcia, and Margaret McLaughlin. Wednesday, Alice Dean, Patrick Gavin, and Rob Martin. Thursday, we have Brian J. Bonner, and our twins who had a wonderful radio celebration birthday last year, both Nora Martin and Doris McCarville. And Jennifer Winter, all of them have birthdays on Thursday. Friday, we're into April, and we have Devin Lane celebrating his birthday on Friday. Saturday is Emma Ford, my great-nephew and great-niece. So very happy birthday to all of you, wishing you the best. And I didn't ask our friend Bruce here, did you have a nice birthday last week? The week has gone by fast, and you're helping out again this week. How was your birthday?
It was uneventful, and that's just the way I want it.
I was going to say that's a wonderful birthday. We all like uneventful ones, but fun ones. So with that, let's go into a few more rambling songs. We have, once again, our friend Dominic Murray, who has many cousins here and his aunt and uncles, with the song Rambling Irishman from the group Irish Fire, and then followed up with Three-Way Street with the song or the tune Rambling Boy and Sprig of Shillelagh. Happy birthday for all that are out there listening.
I am a rambling Irishman, in Ulster I was born in, and many's the happy hour I spent on the banks of sweet Loch Erin. But to live poor I could not endure, colours of my station. To America I sailed away, and left this Irish nation. Right tan tan tana, tan tan tana, right tan tan
The night before we sailed away, I spent it with my darling. From 3 o'clock in the afternoon till the break of day next morning.
But when that we were going to part, we linked in each other's arms, and you may be sure and very sure it wounded both our charms. Right tan tan tana, tan tan tana, right tan tan tana. Oh, the very first night we slammed on board, I dreamt about my Nancy. I dreamt I held her in my arms, and well she pleased my fancy. But when I woke out of my dream and found my bosom empty, well, you may be sure and very sure that I lay discontented. Right tan tan tana, tan tan tana, right tan tan tana. we arrived on the other side, we were both sound and healthy. We dropped our anchor in the bay, right down from Philadelphia, so that every last thing with her land, blue jacket and white trousers, and let every lad link with his lass, blue petticoats and white blouses, right tan tan ta tan tan ta, right tan tan ta ran tan, be right tan tan ta tan tan ta, right tan tan ta ran tan.
right. Well, we got off to a great start here in our base here at the Gaelic League Irish American Club. I'm welcoming everyone to come on down if you'd like. We do have Tim Fix behind the bar waving right now, and then looking forward to having you come down and share some stories with him or some requests as well. But I want to take a moment and remind all of you that we are on a new venue, and it's Cave Radio Broadcasting, crbradio.com. Studio 2 on Sundays. We have joined the green wave of 4 other Irish programs that are aired from Friday through Monday. Starting off on Friday night is Bobby Brooks with Falcha from 4 to 7 p.m. on Studio 2. On Saturday, the Immoral Express from 1 to 4 with host Matt O'Donnell, also on Studio 2. This morning we had the Rebel Rooster Show that airs from 10 a.m. to noon. These are all Eastern Standard Time with Johnny Costello. And then, of course, we came on at 1 o'clock, and I know there were a few questioning, didn't hear us right away. Hopefully you've gotten hooked up, and we are at the moment as well. So we do have Detroit Irish Radio, which is a combination of music and news and announcements, some of it local Detroit area musicians and news, and we share whatever we receive. So if you'd like, you can always send us information through the Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page, or you can call in to the studio here. It's 313-942-0159. And then to follow up, the last part of this Green Wave is our good friend Pat Johnson on Mondays from 4 to 6 with the Irish Music Cafe. Actually, it's Pat Johnson that we are so appreciative of having all of us join him on this wonderful venue, and also to Dan Meyer making it possible as well. So Pat's show is on Studio One from 4 to 6 on Mondays. So tune in and enjoy all the variety of music that you're going to hear. I do want to make mention before we get into more news or music is we received a lot of nice messages, and just a couple we did hear from our good friend Brendan McNulty, former Detroit area musician who now living in Donegal, said it was coming in loud and clear, and he certainly enjoyed the program, so we're hoping to hear more from him. Our good friend Neil Mullally from the Muskegon area and part of the Michigan Irish American Hall of Fame was in Dublin last Sunday, listened to the show with his wife and visiting their son and daughter-in-law, and of course their beautiful new 6-month-old granddaughter, Saoirse. So congratulations on that birth, and thank you for sharing with us that you were tuned in. And then, of course, we did hear from Barb Weir as well with some good news. She has a new grandson, Owen, last weekend. So those are the kind of bits and pieces of news we enjoy hearing. Now, I want to remind all of you that we have been talking about the wonderful exhibit down at the Detroit Historical Museum. It started in end of January. Today is the last day. And I know that there are so many people that have intended to get there and haven't, but you still have a good 4 hours to get down there. And you can listen to the show at your convenience later, but this is the last day. It's going to be coming down tomorrow. It's the Gaelic League of Detroit, in partnership with the Detroit Historic Museum, has put on a wonderful exhibit about the first 100 years of this fine establishment, but not only of the Gaelic League, but of all the Irish immigrants that came to America, came to Detroit, contribute to this city, and where they settled. There's a little bit on Corktown, a little bit on Most Holy Trinity Parish, a bit on the history of what was happening in Ireland when the Gaelic formed in 1920, and then a wonderful display of music, dance, sports, and an immigrant kitchen, and then the aims and objective of the Gaelic League and how we try to achieve those, or have over the last 100 years, and are still working towards achieving them as we move forward for the next 100 years. So if you can get down there today, those that live in Detroit, you can have free admission. Detroit, Hamtramck, and Highland Park. The rest of us, we paid a little bit, but I think it was well worth a history lesson. The museum is located right at in the New Center area, or the arts area, Midtown, with the main library right across the side street, and the Detroit Institute of Art across Woodward. So it's located on Kirby is the entrance into the parking lot, 5401 Woodward. It's corner of Kirby and Woodward. Check out their website, detroithistorical.org. And once again, if you can make it down there, it was really an honor to be able to put on this display, and we would love as many people to see it as possible. So what else is happening today? Well, it is Mother's Day in Ireland. The fourth Sunday of Lent is always Mother's Day. So very happy Mother's Day to the mothers and grandmothers that are listening in Ireland or are living here in America, but have family back home that can wish you as well a very nice day. Maybe today's the day that your family can take you down to the museum. Last call for the museum exhibit. We are going to hear just a little clip that was actually taken on opening night with one of the ones that helped with the display, and that was Mike Klein. For those of you that have been to the exhibit already, he was the one that had the vision and built the Irish cottage as you entered the gallery. So we're going to hear a little bit from Mike Klein and then go into a couple songs for our mothers and our grandmothers. And if you're lucky enough to still have either one of them, reach out to them today and make sure they're connected to 𝐾VRadio.com. We know that we are having to help some of those that listen to us for years on the radio. Let's help them get connected on the internet. So we'll hear Tony Kinney with the song Mother, the Gift, and then follow it with Kathy Ryan, another one that grew up here around the Gaelic League, now living in Ireland. Is also a mother with the song Grandma's Song about her own grandmother. Enjoy. Well, hi, Mike. This is Mike Klein. What a nice night, opening night. What did you make of this wonderful exhibit down at the Detroit Historic Museum?
Kathleen, I think people will be surprised and hopefully pleased to see how we've been able to display the 100 years and show the diversity of the groups we have, and show, things like the founding of Corktown, some of the early, buildings that we see here in downtown, Detroit, and then look at the various cultural activities that have been associated with the league. So, like I say, I think people will be surprised at the richness of the exhibit.
And you had a big part of it, so thank you so much for being here tonight, too.
Thank you, Kathleen.
She gave me life and taught me to live, and she gave me love and showed me how to give. She's the greatest example of courage I've known, and I hope that she's proud of the seed she has sown. And all of the years she held my hand when the world was too big for her little man. And when I was weak, she would fight in my stead. And when I was weary, she'd cradle my head. I was shielded and guarded by the power of love, and all of the good things a mother's made of, and all that I needed she gave me each day. And I know it's a debt I can never repay. When I'm faced with life's battles, she makes them her own, though she's had to bear her crosses alone. And if it's not enough to do all that she can, then she'd lay down her life. Greater love hath no man. God knows she's had more than her
looks for the rainbow each time it rains. And if I could write Webster's definition of love, it would only say, Mother, a gift from above. But now that I'm grown with my own little one, it's much clearer to me all the things you have done. And I thank God each day for all that you do and for all that I am. I will always love you. Yes, if I could write Webster's definition of love, it would only say, Mother, a gift from above.
Kathy, he came from Cougar in a place called Doon. She was a very special girl. A tailor named Timmy from the town of Tipperary saw her once and his heart was in a whirl. They married and they settled in the little town of Newport. They had a fine family, and I'm a very lucky girl because her son was my father. That made her a grandmother to me. Grandma liked to sing the old Irish songs. She liked the sweet melody. She liked to play her fiddle in the kitchen by the fireside. But best of all, my grandma liked me. Best of all, my grandma liked me. Grandma loved to go out walking through the streets of Newport town. When the morning's work was done, she'd put on her finest sweater and take me along out with her. She had a smile for everyone. She wore her hair up neatly in a little braided bun. 'Twas the finest it could be, and every night before bedtime I'd say, "Oh, Grandma, take it down," and she'd comb through the long waves for me. Grandma liked to sing the old Irish songs. She liked the sweet melody. She liked to play her fiddle in the kitchen by the fireside. But best of all, my grandma liked me. Best of all, my grandma liked me. She would play for us. She'd put the devil in the bow. Then she'd put the fiddle back in the little cloth sack that grandfather sewed so long ago. I'd ask her for a song and she'd sing her favorite one. She'd start the whole family, and then we'd go around the ring and everyone would have to sing. That's the greatest gift that Grandma gave to me. Grandma liked to sing the old Irish songs. She liked the sweet melody. Kitchen by the fireside. But best of all, my grandma liked me. Best of all, my grandma liked me.
I just love that song. Grandma's song, Grandma, it just brings back wonderful memories of at least my own grandmother and how she just loved me. Well, isn't it funny how they just love you and they love their other grandchildren just as much? You never realized that because they always make you feel so special. Well, if you go to the Gaelic League of Detroit.org website, you'll see a page that says Irish Links. And on that page, there's various organizations where you can click directly to their pages, to their websites. But one of them is the Ancient Order of Hibernians. And they have what I think is a very special, unique program the fourth Monday of every month. They have a Red Cross blood drive at the AOH, and it runs from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Of course, donors and staff are required to wear a face mask while they're in the building. But if you're able to donate blood, we always know that is in need, and particularly probably more so now than at other times. You can go to the Ancient Order of Hibernians Clubhouse, which is located at 25300 5 Mile Road in Retford. That is between Beach Daily and Telegraph. Their phone number is 313-538-1470 if you want to call for more information, or go to their website, which is DetroitAOH.org. That's happening tomorrow, because tomorrow is the fourth Monday of the month. The other things that are happening, let's stay with the AOH for a minute, that they have their weekly Friday fish dinners, and this is all you can eat, fried or baked cod dinners. That's $12 for adults, children 6 to 12. It's $5. The dinners are served from 5:30 until 7:30, with the doors opening at 5 o'clock. They do have dinner entertainment. This week it is by Endon Riley, a wonderful entertainer, originally from Dublin, but we're fortunate to have him living in the Detroit area. He adds to our music scene, and he also does his live shows on Saturday afternoons, which is always wonderful. Endon Riley is being sponsored by Ruth and Owen Cummings. So if you get a chance, you can go out there on Friday. We do have here at the Gaelic League also wonderful fish dinners during Lent, and those are from 5 to 8. They are also $12, a wonderful meal, and then you can stick around as well. Kitty's Kelly dancing starts at 8:30 during the season of Lent, so we can get the fish dinners out and a little cleanup before all that dancing goes on in the hall. Now, with that, we are going to go into another couple of songs. We do have, because we're doing Ramblings of Spring, or Spring Rambling, the Horses and Plow being sung by Harry McGowan, and then followed up with The Runaway Mare by Colin Graham. Colin did write this tune, this selection. We also want to send this out to our, those that are ill, and say Our Padre Sanadini Tarleton to Bob Anderson, Sylvia Renee Aurora, Laura Bond, Judy and Tom Bruning, Bill Carney, John Couture, Kitty Durbin, Brian Dunleavy, Bruce Farrell, John Finnerty, Bridie Flynn, Ed Foley, Chris Furton, Mary Gold, David Aaron Keem, Howard Kelly, Nancy Kelly, Ann Kerwin, Gary Lane, Kathleen LaFleur, Kevin Lussick, Rick McMurray, Richard McNichols, Bridget Murray, Tom O'Halloran, Gertie O'Kennedy, Father Dan O'Sullivan, Joe Parsky, Marianne Quinn, Teresa Roddy, Marilyn Soloka, Chris Scanlon, Mary Sheehy, Sarah Turner, Lexton Williams, Joan Wisely, and your family and friends that may also be in need of prayers at this time. Also, if some of these names can come off our list, we would appreciate you contacting us as well, either by Facebook or DetroitIrishRadio@gmail.com. And let's also remember our caregivers, the doctors, the nurses, family, and friends that help with the recovery. So let's take a listen to Horse and Plows and The Runaway Mare.
Bear me the breezes that blow in the spring, and sweet is the music the song thrushes sing. I sigh for a sight that you seldom see now, a man in a field with his horses and plough. Farewell to the days of my youth long ago, when I harnessed my team near the barn below. Then away to the highlands above Carrickrow, for to cleave the hard greensward with horses and plough. Invoking a blessing, I started my day. Balliere and Ober is what you might say, hoping for guidance to keep my know-how, and to strike a straight furrow with horses and plough. With whistling and lilting and the bar of a song, it lightened my labours all the day long. With seagulls around me and crows on the bough, all seeking the bounty of horses and plough. And then at the headlands, every once in a while, I rested my horses, all steaming with toil. With the sleeve of my shirt swept the sweat from my brow, as I gazed on the work of my horses and plough. And then in the evening, as the sun it sank low, with my hurley and ball to the sports field I'd go, for to win the All-Ireland we all made a vow, as we sought recreation from horses and plough. But the clatter of tractors, pollution and all, has crippled the couple, and sad was that fall. While far away Opec we richly endow, forgetting the value of horses and plough. But 'tis soon I'll be leaving this valley of woe, to the fair fields of heaven I'm hoping to go. One request of St. Peter that I hope he'll allow, eternal employment with horses and plough.
I should have mentioned was that first song, The Horse and Plow, is from the album that I received, one of the many from Father Brendan McCarrick, The Rose and the Heather by the Traditional Music and Songs from South Sligo. So thanks again, Father Brendan, for thinking of us when you went home to Ireland and brought back all wonderful Sligo music. Just a little reminder, this coming Friday is April. So what's happening April 1st is it's the deadline for those that would like to be a part of or selected for the United Irish Society's Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship. And the deadline is this coming Friday. Check out their website, which is Jim Dewan, DEWAN, scholarship.com. You'll find the application there and info on how you can donate towards this scholarship program. They have said last week, Peggy Gray called in, that the age is from 17 to 30. So they're looking not only for young people leaving high school and going on to college, but also those that have been out in the work field and perhaps are going back to school, or those that are in some sort of apprenticeship program. So it's open to everyone who has an interest in improving, whether it's a college degree or a trade school certification. They also, in this part of the scholarship, are looking for those volunteers that are part of the Irish community will dedicate time as well once they have received this scholarship to continue that volunteering tradition. There will be a special scholarship luncheon on May 15th at the Gaelic League, and prior to that, you can make donations to the program, or you can also purchase tickets to the event that day. So lots of ways to check out. I guess their email is uisjdmemorial@yahoo.com. Of course, it should be linked up to that website as well. But this just a pleasant reminder for those of you that think you have plenty of time. No, it's due this Friday. April 1st is coming upon us very quickly. On a sad note, we want to extend condolences to a number of families, deaths not only here in the Detroit area, but ones that we've learned of that many of us knew, at least one personally as a musician that came to Detroit and played back in the 70s, and then another one that has contributed greatly to Irish music. The local one is John A. Boyle, died on March 24th at the age of 81. His wife, the late Mary Irene Nee Burns, predeceased him, but they had been married for 52 years. He's the loving father of 7. There's Mary, Bridget, John, Patrick, Michael, Margaret, and Kathleen. Cherished grandpa of 23, great-grandpa of 1. He leaves behind his brother Rory, Mike, Terry, Pat, and Betty, and Brian. And, of course, many friends and nieces and nephews and other family members. Many of us know his one daughter who was active here, Katie Shivers, married to Liam. So extend our condolences, especially to her and her family and the loss of her father. Visitation is taking place today from 2 to 9 p.m. at Fredwood Funeral Home. That's the Rice Chapel, located at 36100 5 Mile Road, just east of Levan in Livonia. The funeral mass will be held tomorrow, March 28th at 11 a.m. John will be in state at 10 a.m. at St. Kenneth Catholic Church, which is located at 14951 North Haggerty Road in Plymouth. So once again, you can check out fredwoodfuneralhome.com for more information. And he's at the Rice Chapel, which is in Livonia. The next one I want to mention is Jerry O'Kane. Jerry O'Kane was a beloved musician and artist who passed away on March 22nd in Ulster Hospital, County Down, Northern Ireland. He is survived by his sisters Marie, his brothers Eamon and Jim, and his 2 children and a grandchild. Many of us knew him as a part of the group 𝐒𝐫𝐽 that traveled to Canada and across the United States and Europe performing folk and original music. Jerry eventually settled in Kingston, Ontario, Canada, before he returned to Northern Ireland in 2002. Once again, through the 1970s, his band 𝐒𝐫𝐽 was formed, and then he went on a solo career. Very talented, not only as a musician, but he also enjoyed the visual arts. He studied painting, and you're lucky if you got one of those handcrafted birthday or holiday cards from Jerry O'Kane. Interesting enough, there is a viewing you can go to for his funeral mass. This funeral ceremony will be held in Belfast, but those unable to attend are invited to witness the ceremony via the internet, and it's on Wednesday, March 30th. You can check out the website O'Kane's, just the same spelling as his last name, 𝐂ANES, funerals.co.uk/webcam. And it will, hopefully you can get the passwords. Actually, you just could even Google his name and you'll find the obituary for former musician Jerry O'Kane, friend of many of us here in the Detroit area. And the last one, of course, is Pete St. John, who died on March 12th at the age of 90. The oldest of 6 children, has left a great mark on music, including writing many songs that many people are familiar with and love, including the Fields of Athenry, The Rare Old Times, The Ferryman, Danny Farrell, Waltzing on Borrowed Time, The Ferryman, Dreamers and Believers, and so many more. His songs have been recorded by many performers, and interesting enough, he was qualified as an electrician and immigrated to Canada and eventually settled in the United States in the Washington, D.C. area. He had become an electrical contracting executive, has made comments that he did work on the White House. But sadly, he has died. Actually, he went back to Ireland, and after an accident, I believe he fell off a roof. He decided maybe he should take up more of his songwriting. And in his own words, he says, "Songs are magic carpets. They can tell a story over and over again without boring the pants off the listeners, and maybe take us out of ourselves for a few moments of peaceful escapism. With easy-to-remember melody lines, the words can tell of times and events in our daily lives that are worth noting or remembering. That's what the world of Pete St. John is all about. Writing what I know about is in its own time, and it is a simple way. Poems, essays, verses, plays, and books depicting the flow of events and images that are a part of the life that happens around me. What you need is a simple chorus, a melody that everybody can sing, and the rest will take care of itself." He will be sadly missed as well. Pete St. John. There is viewing in Ireland, of course, on Friday, April 1st. And then on Saturday, there is a funeral mass, or funeral service on Saturday, April 2nd, in the Church of the Holy Child, Whitehall. There is a link for that as well. It's whitehall.dublindiocese.ie/live-services/. Interesting that we can be so far away and yet still be a part of being so close and part of families' funeral services. You can check out his obituary also online. With that, we are going to play a couple of songs. We'll start with Jerry O'Kane singing the song as we are talking about spring ramblings. The song, The Rambling Rover, he was at the Wellington in Kingston for many years, and this was recorded live. And then we're going to hear about The Mountain Rambler, tuned by Matt and Shannon Heaton, following it up with Danny Doyle, The Galway Rover, another song that Pete St. John wrote, and Danny Doyle sang many of his songs. So once again, extending our condolences to all of these family members and friends that are going to be missing loved ones.
There's sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men who are over 90 that have nearly kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, bring me down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. There are many who feign enjoyment from merciless employment. Their ambition was this deployment from the minute they left the school. To save and scrape and ponder, while the rest go out and squander. See the world and roam and wander, and are happier as a rule. There's sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men who are over 90 that have nearly kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, pray aren't me down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. I have roamed through all the nations, taken delight in all creation, enjoyed a wee sensation, and the company did prove kind. When parting was no pleasure, obtain another measure, to the good friends that we treasure, for they always are in our minds. There's sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men who are over 90 that have nearly kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, bring me down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. When you're bent with arthritis and your bowels have got colitis, you've the galloping ball of 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐤𝐴, and you're thinking it's time you died. If you've been a man of action, though you're lying there in traction, you may gain some satisfaction thinking Jesus at least have tried. There's sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men who are over 90 that have nearly kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, pray me down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. There's sober men aplenty, drunkards barely 20. There are men who are over 90 that have nearly kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, pray me down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world.
place for the stranger with a smile on the rover. I take a glass of down Kilvara and the jug at Outerard. Down the great donkey roads through the hills of Connemara to my dark Spanish lady love in fair Galway town, where Jenny is me love, she's me pride and she's me darling. Jenny leaves me wander to the ends of the world. Jenny brings me love, gives me hope and sets me dreaming. And when the leaves are turning, in her arms I'll settle down in Galway town. The spring brings the swallow, the fresh land of the rover, where the blushing summer roses shed their petals through the glen. And the long breathless evenings when the loneliness is heaven makes the dreaming come so easy on the road to Galway town, where Jenny is me love, she's me pride and she's me darling. Jenny leaves me wander to the ends of the world. Jenny brings me love, gives me hope and sets me dreaming. And when the leaves are turning, in her arms I'll settle down in Galway town. The girl you is calling, the shy fawn is prancing. The ferns on Ben Bulbin hide 1,000 gentle eyes. All the creatures of Erin sing their own sweet songs of pleasure as the rover goes a-whistling down the road to Galway town, where Jenny is me love, she's me pride and she's me darling. Jenny leaves me wander to the ends of the world. Jenny brings me love, gives me hope and sets me dreaming. And when the leaves are turning, in her arms I'll settle down in Galway town, where she is me love, she's me pride and she's me darling. Jenny leaves me wander to the ends of the world. Jenny brings me love, gives me hope and sets me dreaming. And when the leaves are turning, in her arms I'll settle down in Galway town.
Well, you are listening to Detroit Irish Radio at CRBradio.com, K Radio Broadcasting, joining a group of other like-minded people of wanting and enjoying promoting Irish music and song. At from Fridays through Monday, we do have 4 different programs, actually 5 different programs, including me. On Friday nights from 4 to 7, Bobby Brooks has Falcha. On Studio 2, Emerald Express happens on Saturdays from 1 to 4 with Matt O'Donnell. This morning we had the Rebel Rooster Show with Johnny Costello from 10 until noon. Detroit Irish Radio is now from 1 to 3, which we've always been a 1 to 3 Sunday show, but we're on K Radio broadcast now. And all of those programs are on Studio 2. Our 5th person, who is actually the original and wonderful man that has helped to make it possible for all of us to get on this venue, is our good friend Patrick Johnson with the Irish Music Cafe on Mondays from 4 to 6 p.m. And he is on Studio 1. Let's see, it's a big difference. He is number 1. The rest of us have come in second. But we're very grateful for Patrick making it happen, along with Dan Mayer, and you can listen. The links are on the Gaelic League of Detroit radio page, on Detroit Irish Radio Facebook, or at CRBradio.com. K Radio Broadcasting has a great wave of green music, Irish music. Just a little reminder for those of you that were going to the Irish Heritage Day with the Pistons, that's happening today. Just our little reminder at 3:30. So if you already have your tickets, you're all set. Just have to get there, and it should be a fun event. It's at the Little Caesar Arena in downtown Detroit, and you will be able to see some Irish Heritage pre-game performances. You also get a Irish Heritage Pistons t-shirt, and just a fun day to be out with family and friends. And thank UIS for making that happen, and particularly to Maureen Root. During the pandemic, one of the nice things that happened was the many different organizations that meet at the Gaelic League or have functions here at this wonderful establishment formed a consortium. So it's the Gaelic League Cultural Consortium, consisting of about 13 different organizations, including Detroit Irish Radio. But we have the Irish Cultural Forum, which had a nice event yesterday with Aidan Beattie talking about Brexit. There is also genealogy that happens, and the scholarship program is part of it. We have the Detroit Wolf Tones and the Detroit Harps, GAA teams, one for adults, one for children. There is a house party, a band that helps everyone stay connected. And play when and where they can, whenever they can. Of course, the pandemic kind of slowed them down because the organizers are in Windsor, across the border, and had to do a lot of Zoom events. There's poetry night, the dancing of the Ardon Academy of Irish Dance, and McCullum set dancing, the Detroit Irish Musician Association, Irish Language Circle are all a part of this great group. And just reminding all of you that Detroit Irish Music Association, which is part of the consortium, have concessions the first Tuesday of every month at the Gaelic League, which means the next one's coming up, not this week, but next week, April 5th. The first Tuesday, all are welcome to join in or listen. They start off with an open class at 6:30, and there's a slow session at 7, and then once again at 7:30 to 9, and another wonderful open session. It's free to all the Detroit Irish Musician Association members, and it's $5 suggested donations for non-members. Check out their website, DetroitIrishMusic.org. With that, we have time to get in, well, expecting a phone call, but we'll get in a couple of songs here. One of them is from Finn Barnes Wren, another local group with the Perkins family, Jim Perkins and his wife Cheryl. We will hear the song Country Life, and then follow up with Big Tom with 4 Country Roads. Getting out in spring and getting out in the fresh air is always wonderful. Enjoy.
Come over the hill to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In spring we sow and the harvest mow, and that is how the seasons around they go. But of all the things to choose I made, would be rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In autumn when the leaves do fall, the harvest's in, the beasts in stall, that's the time that I recall, rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In winter when the sky is grey, we hedge and we ditch our time away, but in the summer when the sun shines gay, we go rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay.
Four country roads winding to a town in County Galway. Four country roads leading to the friends I left behind. Four dusty roads winding to the town of 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐵𝐷. Four dusty roads forever in the caverns of my mind. Once in a while I hear the sound of music in the winter night. I see now and then the trees where we sheltered from the rain. And once in a while I see us walking home in the morning light. And after the time I long to see my hometown once again. Byways to my heart. One country road led me to the schoolhouse by the meadow, and one country road to the churchyard where my mum and daddy lie. One dusty road where I strolled with a loved one in the shadow, and one dusty road that led me on my journey far away. Oh, roads from 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐵𝐷, oh, roads that drift apart, oh, roads to 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐵𝐷 are the four dusty byways to my heart. Byways to my heart, the four country highways to my heart.
Anybody there today?
All right. With that, we have our first call for the day, and that's our good friend Kathleen Pratika. Kathleen, how are you?
I'm good, Kathleen. Very good.
Yeah.
Always nice to listen to the radio. on a Sunday afternoon.
Very good. I'm happy you not only listen, but you also contribute. So today it's not as busy as it was last Sunday as we were preparing for a pub quiz, but we still have a nice little crowd here, and Tim Fix is minding the shop, and love to see more people come in. But enjoying our new venue, enjoying being able to make the Gaelic League our base here, and reminding everyone that if you know of a friend or a neighbor or a relative that's in need of helping to get connected, maybe you can help them. But so you have news. What's going on?
Well, the first thing is the Children's Easter Party. It's coming up on April 9th from 12 to 2. Anybody under the age of 10, we ask you to call the bar to sign up, or they could call my number, Kathleen Partica, at 586-254-3541. And the other thing is really exciting that the Irish Culture Forum's putting on, it's called Aaron and M, which means bread and butter in Irish. And this wonderful man, Manchin Megan, is going to come in and teach us how to bake sourdough bread. And we're going to make our own butter as well, so that we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. But it's a wonderful combination of taking the basic recipe of sourdough bread and enhancing it with the Irish language and history and culture. And it's going to be a fantastic event, something that we've never had here in Detroit before. He's coming from Dublin, and he started it in the theater there in Dublin, and he's bringing it over here to America, and we're very excited to be part of his program.
I think it sounds fascinating, and something that should be of interest to not only those that like to bake, but those that are wanting to practice their Irish language or hear it being used.
Absolutely. So the date is Thursday, April 21st at 7 o'clock. We're doing it a little later so that people can get off work. And the cost is $20. He is had rave reviews from all the other places that he's been. He's been all over Ireland with it, and because of the COVID, he was unable to come, make his path across the sea there when he was doing the rave reviews in Ireland. So he's here coming in now, so we're all excited about it.
It sounds wonderful.
And if you want tickets, there's you can call my number, 586-604-2088, or you can call Aaron Key. Hold on.
313?
313, hold on. Oh, dear.
You know what? I have a flyer here. It says 585-9023.
9023.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good. And
All right.
is there any limit to, are you, he's the only one that's going to do the baking, right? Or
Right. He's going to be doing the baking. It's all going to be right there in front of not on the stage, but right at the same level as all of us, so that we'll be sitting and seeing everything that he's doing. And he's got a lot of theatrical parts to it too as well. So it's not just like, then you pour this in there. No, it's going to be an experience. It's going to be very engaging and very innovative as far as I'm concerned. So
it sounds great. I'm looking forward to that. And I just recently read, I pulled out an article to give to the Irish Circle group, how more people are interested in speaking Irish, and in particular in the north of Ireland.
Right.
And so this is kind of just adding to it, getting the Irish language out there on a daily basis for everyone. So,
the Irish language is like between 2,500 and 3,000 years old. I mean, that's a long time to be around. And so they're trying to bring it back, keep it viable, keep it living so that we don't lose this precious language. So Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool.
Well, thank you so very much. And once again, the deadline for the Easter party for the children is, I believe, April 6th. You want to have their names and ages?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and male, female, just so I have enough, cool stuff for the kids.
Right. Okay, but it is always a cool party with crafts and sing-alongs and food and
Crafts
dances. Yeah,
and
it's
pop
wonderful.
and cookies and lots of good fun games and things like that. So lots of things to do.
All right. Well, thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate you calling in, and you're welcome to call in anytime. And that's a little reminder to all of our listeners. You got news to share? Just let us know, okay?
Thank you, Kathleen, for everything. Thanks, Bruce.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, thank Bruce. He's the one that's keeping it going here. All right. God bless. With that, just a quick thank you to all of our organizations. We do have a strong Irish community, including the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick, Motor City Irish Fest, the Knights of Equity Court, Six and Daughters of Erin, Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, the Gaelic League Irish American Club, the Ancient Order of Hibernian Stephen Walsh and Blessed Solanus Casey divisions, the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance and Kitty's Cayley, Ladies Ancient Order of Hibernians, Elizabeth Fagan, Catherine McCauley, Ethel Kennedy, and Rose Kennedy divisions. And then we have a number of businesses that also help support this program, including Kevin and Shelley Murphy at Murphy's Restaurant in Redford, Brian Dunleavy and family with the Dunleavy's Irish Pub in Allen Park, Porrick Egan and with Emerald Plumbing, Stephen Maloney with Maloney Tile and Marble, Father Brendan McCarrick and the Irish Palatine Fathers, John G. Irwin at EXP Realty, Mike Kelly and Environmental Maintenance Engineers Incorporated. The support that you've given to this radio program for the last 25 years and now moving forward for the next 25 is greatly appreciated. Up next, we are going to go with one of our favorites, and this is Aoife Scott. Yes, definitely a favorite for Bruce. He always likes when this Aoife Scott is on our playlist. But this time around, we're going to hear the song Homebird. You know, for all of us that have been at home, fortunately, we enjoy our homes. But this song is about they're going back home and of course, the birds that they hear as well. And then follow it with another favorite, and that's Phil Coulter with A Bird Without Wings. Enjoy.
Swallows flying low, see them follow seasons flow, how they dance as they go through the rusty gate where the fields of barley grow, go from grey to brown to green and gold. The whole birds are waiting for me as the night's getting colder, the barley grows golder as far as I can see. The secrets of trees whisper and breathe, they're watching over, safe under cover, the home birds and me, the home birds and me. To lie by Heron's Lane, think of nothing for the day, till the pheasant scares away. The home birds and me built our nests among the trees. It's a place for us to rest and breathe. The home birds are waiting for me. The light's getting older, the barley grows golder as far as I can see. The secrets of trees whisper and breathe, they're watching birds and me, the home 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 birds and me.
Okay, just a little reminder, we hear from Kathleen Bartica, and the children's party is for children 10 and younger, and members of the Gaelic League Irish American Club. It's on Saturday, April 9th. Please make sure you register by the 6th, 586-254-3541. And always a fun party. And I did mention that the Gaelic League also has Friday Fish Fry. They also offer chicken tender dinners for $8, and children portions are also available. We did mention that the Ardon Academy and Kitty's Ceilidh are part of the Cultural Consortium. They do meet here. The dancing is of the step dance classes are not meeting at the Gaelic League during Lent. but they do meet anyways throughout the year. If you're interested in learning, you can either go to their website, ardonacademy.com, or give a call at 734-762-0997. And Kaylee is meeting at the Gaelic League during Lent, but a half hour later. So you can also call that number or just come on down on a Friday night at 8:30. You can learn the different Kaylee dances with Kitty Heinzman. She also is out at the AOH on Tuesday night. Once again, give them a call at 734-762-0997. Email Ardon Academy, ARDANACADEMY@yahoo.com, or check out their website. Many, many ways to connect with them. Always a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'd enjoy not only the fish dinner, but the great exercise that comes afterwards. Well, it'll work off your calories, right, Bruce? and of course, the socialization is, priceless. We did hear from Delia Bryan last Sunday, and she talked about the brunch they have on a frequent basis, wonderful brunch. This time it's going to be in conjunction with the Easter Rising commemoration, happening on Saturday, April 16th, the day before Easter, from about noon to 3 p.m. It's $20 per person, all you can eat, and there is a variety. You're not going to walk out of here hungry, but you will also learn a bit of a history lesson. It's just always a nice affair where you come, you have a nice meal, you learn. Delia and her team pick a topic, and you learn a bit of the news and become more knowledgeable. And then there's always the visiting that goes on afterwards as well. And as Delia mentioned, there's drink prices. They have some good Bloody Marys here, I know. So with that, how about we go into a bit more music this time around? We are going to go hear what we had heard a little bit earlier, Bruce, maybe? Kind of jumped out of order for us, but the song is, and we want to give Mackinac credit, with the song Red is the Rose, and then follow it with Nathan Gordley and Laura Finderson with the tune The Fairest Rose. Certainly all the flowers that are starting to spring up is extra special to at this time of year.
I'm the Rambler from Derry, light-hearted and merry.
Come over the hills, my bonny Irish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. Let you take the road, love, and I'll make a vow that I'll be your true love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. By Killarney's green woods I've oft times strayed. The moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone
God's wraith on her locks of golden hair, and she swore she'd be my love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows, fair is the lily of the valley, clear is the water that flows from the Boyne, but my love is fairer than any. It's not for the parting of my sister Kate, it's not for the grief of my mother, it's all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass, that my heart is breaking forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows, fair is the lily of the valley, clear is the water that flows from the Boyne, but my love is fairer than any. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows, fair is the lily of the valley, clear is the water that flows from the Boyne.
right. We're going to work out these glitches. I just told Bruce that when I first started radio, I was wished 1,000 mistakes. And when I questioned that gift of 1,000 mistakes by a former radio announcer, it was because he said people love live shows and they know they're live when we make mistakes. So, but anyways, I'm not blaming you for that last one. Our song seems to be jumping around a little bit, but that's okay. It's a rambling day. We don't know where we're rambling to. It doesn't matter. They're just all wonderful Irish songs. I want to thank our individuals that also helped to make this program possible, including Evelyn Carney, Peggy Walsh, Kathleen Gallagher, Bruce Smith, Brian Maher, Donald and Marcia Detter, Richard McGee, Heather Lingus, Jim and Bev Murphy, Paul and Agnes Gowdy, Kitty Heinzman, Mary Ryan, Peter and Maura Dewan and family, Peggy Gray, Brian and Pam Dunleavy, Nancy Kelly, Karen Kelly, Michael and Eileen Berry family, Teresa Roddy, Aaron and Dave Keene, John Bentley, Kathy Baker, John and Mary Bongiorno, Dan and Kathleen Partika, Barbara Sullivan, Michael Klein, Aileen Daniel, Bill and Marianne Knight, Gertie and Maura O'Kennedy, Nora Martin, Doris McCarville, Bridget McCarville, Bob and Peggy Berger, Patrick Callagher, Patrick and Ann O'Hara, Sylvia Donahue, Bob and Mary Beth Munt, John and Kathleen Trainer. Just keep in mind that these names are also listed on the Gaelic League of Detroit website radio page, and all of that will be updated and changed come this week, with April 1st being on Friday. Got a little note from Father Brendan McCarrick that they are having their Downriver Mission fundraiser. Unfortunately, it will not be as usual, where it's at a hall. Instead, they're doing just the raffle, and having a group called Muncher and well-known Kevin Murphy entertaining at a night at the KFC in Wyandotte on April 29th. If you want to find out more, you can go to their website, which is irishpalatines.org. And we know we all love to support their fundraising events, which help to support the missions in various places. We have gotten some messages from a few folks, and we want to thank you for tuning in. And Stacy Skinador in Illinois checked in with us last week. This week, she's also saying Happy Mother's Day to those in Ireland. And also from our friend Eric Cole and Bill Schulte, big hello. Thanks for checking in with us. We look forward to being able to hear from more of you as time goes on. Right now, we're going to ramble off to Derry. The Rambles from Derry being sung by the Irish Rovers, and then followed up with another selection from that album that Father Brendan provided us. This is Joe Burks and the Blooming Meadows by Gregory Daly and Michael Loftus.
I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them
I'm the rambler from Derry, light-hearted and merry. Around Paddy's Island, the way I do wend. Myself and my dog over moorland and bog. We know every path through the mountains and glens, singing Falderall Annie, right Turrelly Annie, Fallalal Derry, down Turrelly. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. I was born a free man by the banks of the Bann, and the blood of the gypsy, it runs through my veins. My friends and relations all over this nation, who offer me shelter from the wind and the rain. Singing Falderall Annie, right Turrelly Annie, Fallalal Derry, down Turrelly. With a pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. I rove at me leisure for sport and for pleasure, through the warm summer sun or the cold winter snow. The sights are astounding with nature abounding in Paddy's Green Island where the deer shamrock grows. Singing Falderall laddie, right turrelly-addy, full derry down turrelly. With me back on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. I've colleens from Derry to Cork and Tipperary, from Dublin to Sligo and Wild and Eagle. I squeeze them and tease them, I love them and please them. When my rambles are over, sure I'll marry them all. Singing Falderall laddie, right turrelly-addy, Falderall Derry down turrelly. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. Up your glasses, you lads and fine lasses, to the travelling people, wherever you be. May the road rise to meet you and old friends to greet you, and may all of your rambles be happy and free. Singing Falderall laddie, right turrelly-addy, Falderall Derry down turrelly. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. Singing Falderall laddie, right turrelly-addy, Falderall Derry down turrelly. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away.
Just a little reminder that out at the AOH Hall this coming Saturday, they have invited their friends from the St. Andrews Society for an evening of Scottish dance, Irish and Scottish music. There will be pipers as well, and you can check out more on the website of DetroitAOH.org, where you can find that link on the Gaelic League Irish Links page. Just got a little notice, too, that the United Irish Society's meeting that was planned for April has been canceled. giving everyone a break for a month and come back for a meeting in May, and that meeting will be held at the AWH Hall on, I believe, May 19th. So just keep that in mind. And this coming weekend, we do have McSpillin playing at the Gaelic League from about 8 to 10, and all are welcome to come on down. The Gaelic League itself is a social club, and there is a membership dues of $20, but that helps to keep the building open and pay a few bills, but just it's reasonable enough. Just satisfies the license that we have had for the last 100 and some years. So keep that in mind when you come in. If you'd like to purchase a drink, you need to be a member. We got time, Bruce. I'm going to play a song. This was for peace throughout the world. We're definitely in need of it. And peace in our own communities, families as well. The song is The Least We Can Do, and it's sung by Christy Moore. And I don't really remember, I think his name was Gerard, from Steve Maloney's hometown, I believe, is the one that wrote the song, and Christy Moore sings. It's just a beautiful, The Least We Can Do. We'll hear that, and then I think we have time to follow it up with some hornpipes and reels for all our dancers out there that need to stretch their legs one more time before our show ends.
Least we could do is make the world a better place. Not just for a few, but all the human race. To end wars and quarrels, make John Lennon's dream come true. To build a new set of morals, it's the least we could do. Show some love and compassion when people are feeling low. Make it not just a fashion that may come and go. Bring an end to oppression. It imprisons the truth, and be free without expression. It's the least we could do. So follow his rainbow deep into the evening sun, and pray that its colors will together blend as one. Seek and we may find the dream he loved to pursue. Peace for all mankind, it's the least we could do. So follow his rainbow deep into the evening sun, and pray that its colors will together blend as one. Seek and we may find the dream he loved to pursue. A peace for all mankind, it's the least that we could do.
right, I'd like to do a little bit of recap before the show ends. Just a little reminder that if you are able to donate to the Red Cross Blood Drive, it's happening tomorrow from 11 to 4 out at the A.H. Hall located on 5 Mile in Retford. And then once again, the new month of April starts off on Friday, and that is the deadline day for those that are wanting to submit an application to the Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship Program through the UIS. If you're interested, you need to, I have it handy, the website. Contact the website to get your application. It's Jim Dewan, DEWAN scholarship.com. There you can find the application and information on how to donate to this 501c3 program. It's part of the United Irish Societies that was just established, and of course Jim Dewan would be thrilled to know that there are people that are being accepted and receiving not only scholarship money, but also becoming actively involved in volunteering in one of the United Irish Societies organizations. Also want to remind all of you that I did mention a few deaths. One is local, and that is our friend John A. Boyle. His daughter, Katie Shivers, is active here at the Gaelic League Irish American Club. Maybe some of her siblings, but we know Katie best of all. But there is viewing today for John A. Boyle from 2 to 9 p.m. at the Fredwood Funeral Home, Rice Chapel, which is located at 36100 5 Mile Road, east of Levan in Livonia. And tomorrow will be a funeral mass at St. Kenneth Catholic Church. There's in-state from 10 a.m. Until the time of the Mass at 11. And that church is located at 14951 North Haggerty Road in Plymouth. You can check out further details at the FredwoodFuneralHome.com. Once again, it's the Rice Chapel. And then I did make mention of Jerry O'Kane, who was a musician that played here in the Detroit area at one time. He has died. His funeral service is on Wednesday, March 30th. Check out the obituary on the internet to find out the link there. And the same with Pete St. John, a fabulous musician, songwriter. And his funeral is on next Saturday, April 2nd, also in Ireland. And there's a link for that service as well. Nice way to be a part of these special people. Check out the obituary for Pete St. John on the internet as well. Well, we got 2 hours left for the exhibit down at the Detroit Historical Museum. If you're just finding out now and have time, it doesn't take, I mean, it's one room, so you can get through it in probably an hour if you just wanted to go take a quick look at what was there. We do hope that we can salvage some of it and put it on display at different times through the year. Perhaps I'll even get Bruce hooked into making another little musical movie of the glimpse of the pictures of the different parts of the exhibit with a little bit of recorded music or talk.
I don't mind telling you that that is a lot of work.
And you know what? I didn't want to hear that. I totally believe that it was a lot of work. We wouldn't do the numerous pictures like you had. It would just be a few, maybe a couple dozens. I don't know. We gave Bruce hundreds of pictures, and I don't know. You put together a very nice exhibit though down at the museum. It plays for about 30 minutes before.
Yeah, it's about a half hour.
A half hour before it goes back through the loop. So we'll negotiate later, Bruce. But with that, I'm just reminding all of you that we are here on Cave Radio broadcasting. We do appreciate the fact that we are joining a number of other Irish shows, and it's fun from Friday through Monday. You can listen to 5 different Irish shows on Cave Radio broadcast, and we are just one of them on Sunday from 1 to 3, joining Bobby Brooks, Matt O'Donnell, Johnny Costello and our friend Patrick Johnson. I guess we have time to get in one more song or a song and a tune before we close, or while we close. Maybe I'll do my closing now, and you can have a good listen. And we're going to start off with Love next week. New month, we need a lot of love. Black is the Color is being sung by Nick Spillin in this next tune. They are here at the Gaelic League this coming Saturday from 8 to 10. Come on down and enjoy their music, and then we'll follow it up with another selection from 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬. I don't play him very often, but it's the Second Star and the Sunshine Hornpipe. We do hope we get some sunshine this week. It's pretty doggone cold here today, though. I want to thank you for tuning in to Detroit Irish Radio on K Radio Broadcasting. This has been your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with our good friend Bruce Smith, thanking all of you for tuning in, and hope you continue to tune in, share your thoughts with us so we can share with others. Keep all that are in poor health in your prayers as well. And until next week, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. 𝐶𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐲𝐢𝐭 𝐈𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡.
Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's the sweetest face and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. I love my love, and well she knows. I love the ground whereon she goes. But sometimes I wish the day will come that she and I will be as one. My true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's the sweetest face and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. Walk to the Clyde for to mourn and weep, but satisfied I can never sleep. I'll write her a letter, a few short lines, and suffer death 10,000 times. The color of my true love's hair. Her lips are